Welcome back. Welcome back to Solynod Hex, everyone. Today we're holding a one-shot in Solynod Hex because Tenzi is not here, and I didn't want to lead the party astray without the influence of his characters. So we're doing a one-shot today, and the premise of this one-shot is a friend of the party, Linus Ironstar, and some of his soldiers went on an adventure with Adolf Gall in the astral plane to steal the silver sword of a Githyanki supreme leader. And that went south. The entire group was captured except for Adolf Gall, who nearly didn't escape. He escaped with some sort of curse, and for the time being is unable to return to the astral plane because of that curse. So he's got to go get that taken care of, while the party hopefully is able to rescue Linus and his soldiers from this Githyanki hideout. It's a castle on the astral plane. It's kind of floating around on this, floating stone island or whatever, and it's one of their astral bases. So they have operations going out of this castle all the time, and it's a castle, so it probably has a dungeon somewhere that you can find and kind of sneak into or fight your way into, or however you want to do it. So the thing about this floating island is it does have two sides. There are two different looking buildings on each side, and the way it's built, they're probably connected in the middle somehow, one building to another. So the building on, we'll say the top side, is literally a castle without there's no wall around it. It's just a fortification, a castle there are windows all around it. Some of them are stained glass, some of them are normal glass, and then and they're probably locked. And there is a front door. It's a double door about 10 feet wide that you could go into. There are also two open courtyards that you could just fly into from the astral, and they are connected to the castle by sets of double doors. One of them is larger than the other and has a whole bunch of windows looking into it. There are 3 trees in it. It's probably about 70 or 80 feet tall, like from north to south, and then the width is probably about 30 feet, 25 to 30 feet wide, and it's kind of oblong, like a rectangle, and there's much more room in it actually. And then the other one seems a little bit more logical. There aren't any windows looking into it except for one that is outside the castle, so there's likely not going to be any guards outside looking into the courtyard. And then there are 3 sets of double doors leading to the rest of the castle, one on the north side, south side, and east side respectively. And then on the larger of the two, there are 2 sets of double doors, one on the west and one on the east side. And they are on the dimension that's 25 feet apart. And then the other building on the bottom, we'll call it the bottom of the island, it has a front entrance that has a bunch of sconces leading up to a set of double doors. Sconces are what hold torches, leading up to a set of double doors. So it's this long, almost like a gauntlet to get to the 2 double doors. Could be possibly protected by traps because it's a long-ass gauntlet. So it looks a little suspicious. And then the rest of the building has no windows or doors. It's just that front entrance. But like I said, the 2 buildings could be connected on the inside. No one ever told you. Because Adolf and his friends did not get that far. One thing that Adolf did tell you is that they entered in through the large courtyard and were immediately met with opposition because there were like Githyanki guards that could see into the courtyard from the myriad of windows. So it's possible that the conditions will be the same when you guys enter.
So during this briefing, Asher's like, "Yeah, I'll fetch your Githyanki for you. What is a Githyanki?"
All right, so Adolf Gall says, "Oh, the Githyanki are, well, there are hyper-evolved humans that have evolved over millennia in the astral plane. They were once enslaved by the Illithids and have since escaped that slavery and created their own form of government. They're led by a Lich Queen who was very cruel and not nice. Very nasty. But, yes, we were trying to take one of the silver swords held by the many supreme leaders of these castles placed throughout the astral plane in order to, well, give it to Linus and possibly have him slay the Lich Queen. But our plans fell through and they were all captured and I fucked up really bad. And
Gotcha.
so
She gives him a thumbs up.
here you go. By the way, when I say hyper-evolved, I mean they have psionic powers. So that sucks for you. But anyways, I'm going to be cursed over here now. So I'll go fuck off. And then he just kind of, So, eventually...
Engaged to a priestess.
Yeah. So he casts the astral spell on the party, which is a spell that lets you kind of lay down on a bed and you kind of join hands in a circle in this like hippie circle. You join hands and you kind of fall asleep, and then you wake up in the astral plane, and lo and behold, you're about like a mile from this rotating castle, and there are no apparent guards outside of it, but maybe like right in front of the doors or something, you can't really tell from this distance, but you don't see any like guys floating through the astral plane like on patrols or anything, like actively guarding the castle. So maybe Adolf and the soldiers and Linus were able to kill off their main scouting force, and all that's left is possibly guys that are guarding the front door and dudes inside. So that's good for you. All right. So you can definitely see there's ambient light in the Silver Void, just like daylight back home, and you're able to see as the island is rotating kind of quickly, so you can see both sides of the island. And it wouldn't be hard to get yourself in a geosynchronous orbit if you want to. so that you're like looking down at one side of it. But one side is definitely some kind of fortification that has no windows and one door. And it's kind of protected by some kind of gauntlet that could be trapped. But you are, if you want to, are kind of like able to fly right into that if you want to. And then the other side does have a front door as well. A shit ton of windows all around the building, made of stained glass and regular glass. And there's also 2 courtyards. So it's much more vulnerable on the castle side than the dungeon side. But however you want to infiltrate is all up to you. So, and you guys don't necessarily have to come up with a consensus either. If there's one person who wants to go off on their own and try the windows instead of a courtyard or something, more power to you. All right, so what's the plan?
So Asher says, if we decide to go through a window, I have the tools to cut a hole in the glass and to she's got her glass cutter ring, and she describes how she can cut a hole in the glass and use some tar paper that she has to prevent the glass from falling in and making noise. This is a maneuver straight out of the Thieves' Handbook. So she describes how that is an option. And she also asks Denmar. She says, I don't know if that spell you did to find the book that one time that kind of showed us exactly where we needed to go. I don't know if that's on the table to help us out.
I don't think so. I have never met this person.
Gotcha.
I would have to have something to be able to.
You talking about Adolf?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Linus, right?
Or
Linus is
whoever
who
we're looking for.
All right, so
It doesn't work on people. I don't think it's specifically like objects.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know. I could find a king's crown, or like we knew the book specifically.
All right, so this is Linus Ironstar. He is the leader of the Ironstar Mercenary Company. So he's not yet a lord or whatever. He actually pays all these guys as hirelings. And they are they're all gunners. So they have, pistols and rifles and grenades and stuff like that. Like actual explosive grenades. And he is your typical like medieval fighter character that has full plate mail and a 2-handed sword. So it's kind of strange that his armor does look weird like in the picture. It's very demonic in nature. Yeah. But he's not a bad guy. He maintains law and order in Gronar. He's responsible for paramilitary operations for the city, including law enforcement and the town watch and stuff like that. And then I'll show you.
Shandrak will say, so it sounds like to me that the south side one may be a prison. And maybe we should check that out first.
So Adolf Gall has been a quest giver for the party many times over the course of its history. So these two NPCs are very tightly connected with the Order of the Superior Star.
I think whilst we're devising a plan, Dante's going to do a little song to bolster people's saving throws, just in case things go wrong.
Okay.
And the south side that you're talking about, Chandrak, I'm trying to remember. Is
That
that's
was the
not
windowless one with the path.
okay? So the path that is potentially trapped.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which I think you and I might be able to have a good chance to take a look at that.
Yeah. I got no problem with
Who
not a
here
shot.
is kind of slow?
Slow in the head.
I mean, slowest I got is Ryer, but he's still pretty quick now.
Yeah, I think my slowest is gonna be Jim and Bombosa.
Musashi's not here, right?
No, that's Michael's character. None of his characters are here.
I'm still on the launch board. Is that
Yeah, you
Oh,
should be.
okay?
Because I haven't. We haven't
Loaded
gone
it
over
yet.
how you guys are gonna infiltrate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll drop us and
Where is Mr. Bombosa?
The guy with the turban, right here.
We can cast and do stuff right now, right?
Yes.
Oh, I cast Astral Celerity on him.
ooh, thanks.
So
What does that do
basically,
again?
the way that reads, is it okay if we just double the movement speed? Does that work, Josh?
Go ahead and read that back to me. The astral celerity spell, how it works.
All right, so blah blah blah. Astral Celerity doubles the character's movement rate on the astral plane. Normally, the character's movement rate of 30 times their intelligence score in feet per round, but the spell increases to 60. It's
Yep.
doubling the speed.
Yeah. So instead of that 6, you just delete the 6 and put 12, where it's times 6 or 6 times your
Yeah,
intelligence. You'd put 12 times your intelligence. And then what is the duration of that?
1 hour per level, so 9 hours.
9 hours. Let's see. It is 10 a.m. August the 2nd. So by 7 p.m. it'll wear out. So that is Fenmar's Astral Celerity on Bombosa.
This was episode, what, 4 something?
Would have been 409. So that's how many. Players at this time, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and add 409 points for showing up on time, as this would have been session 409. And thank you, patrons and donors, for your generous donations and pledges. We wouldn't have dynamic lighting without you.
We'll say again to Asher, it's like, I'd love to see you work, but I think,
She winks at him.
but I think some of our people might have a harder time climbing up that window, even with the rope.
We don't have to climb here, right?
We're Ash.
I thought that's what
Yeah,
you
you
were
fly.
suggesting. Oh no, that's true. Okay, yeah, we could fly and do that. Oh yeah. That might be a good idea.
I'm not against your plan, but I think we have a couple options on the table. I think yours sounds closer to where we need to be. Asher says, what I like about your plan is that it puts us closer to, I agree, probably the part that looks like a prison, probably where we need to be. I think it may be a riskier maneuver, but you and I do have some skills to try and mitigate that, so I'm not against that. With the going through the window thing, I think that's fewer risks up top, but probably a longer path toward our goal. So let's just reach a consensus unless somebody else wants to throw another plan on the table, and we will move on.
Well, I'm fine for going for the courtyard if you are.
Yeah, I'm game.
All right, courtyard it is. Not
Which
the
one?
courtyard.
The
No,
large.
not the courtyard. The one that we think might be a trap. That goes toward the south, right?
Okay,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
the front entrance to the actual dungeon. Gotcha. Okay.
I think we were talking about going toward the part that's windowless.
Yeah, with the path with sconces.
Yep, that is the dungeon on the bottom side of the Githyanki base. And I'll take you there now. So this is apparently what the astral plane is supposed to sound like. And you guys arrive at the Delio. Oh, you said you didn't want the animals, right?
Yes, please. Yeah, no
Okay.
animals.
Alright, no mounts needed.
We can
And
fly.
for now, I'm gonna turn. Yeah, for now, I'm gonna have daylight mode on. As soon as you guys go in, I'm gonna turn it off because there are no windows and whatnot. So just remind me to turn off daylight mode. Well, I could actually probably get away with it right now. Just turn it off. There we go. And if each PC could roll base size initiative, that would be great.
So I can't see my token at all.
Everyone is right here.
It's got. Ah, there you
I
are.
had to
That's
zoom
good.
out
Yeah,
and then zoom back in.
yeah, that's cool. 70.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 players today.
Asher says to Shandrak, I've done almost no planar travel. Is this kind of like Sigil? Is Sigil very different than this?
Oh yeah, you can't move anywhere near this fast in Sigil.
Oh, man. This is really great. She like does the backstroke in the air.
But it does, there are some strange looking spots. Lot of floating things,
Okay. One, two, three, four. All right. So Dante is rallying allies. We'll say it took about 3 rounds to get here from where you were at. So Dante has rallied allies. While essentially not moving because it just took concentration, to move. So, in that regard, I'm gonna grant you guys +1 to your saving throws, and then what's the duration on that? Was it 1 round per level?
I think it's 8 rounds.
8 rounds,
Yeah,
okay. -8, enter. Alright, and time now. Sorry, just moving things around on the turn order. Time now is 10 a.m. August the 2nd, 11 AE5. Fenmar's Astral Celerity on Bombosa lasts till 7 p.m. August the 2nd, 11 AE5. First up is Fenmar.
This will make things interesting. Asher is right there.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Actually, because I can't move. I'm gonna wait a second, but call you over to me, please. Asher.
She nods and gives you a thumbs up.
And that'll be it for now. I plan on casting something, but she's got to come to me.
Oh, okay. On the astral plane, that effect is negated. You can move and cast spells.
Oh my god, cool. I move to her and I cast Astral Celerity.
There you go. All right.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be so fast.
So that might
Okay.
change. That might change in the future, but for now, you can move and cast spells on this plane. All right. So Fenmar's Astral Celerity on Asher
Move 228 squares.
expires 7 p.m.
Thanks, Venmar.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing Chandrak too, but give the two thieves better movement.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to use any of your other movement, Fenmar?
I'll fly down and land right here.
Okay.
One
So
square back right there.
ahead of you. Oh, shit. Are the doors not blocking light?
No, they're not.
Okay. 1 second. I left them open, that's why.
That's what it is, yeah.
Alright. Alright, so they are closed. And you can see, you see the little lock icon on them?
Yeah, I do.
Alright, so you can see from here that they have keyholes. And, so next up is Dante.
Dante's going to be tuning his lyre at time and just waiting to see what goes on.
Alright. Asher and Company.
Okay, Asher and Bombosa are each going to... I come to the edge of this wall. They're going to try to hide in shadows there before they proceed down the corridor.
Okay.
Asher is also using her ring.
Alright. And then moving silently. Since there's no air, movement makes no sound, not even a whoosh. This means it's really easy to sneak up on someone. A character can move through the plane without actually making any physical movements. That is, without moving a body's arms, legs, or whatever, he can still move from one place to another, So, body rigid, moving through the plane, a traveler makes absolutely no noise, even when wearing metal armor or carrying a bag full of gold coins.
I'm
The down
never leaving the astral plane.
the downside is the downside is if a body is spotted while trying to move in quietly, there's no cover or shadows to hide behind. So this is when you're out just in the open astral, like flying around. There's no cover or concealment, so there's no hiding in shadows. But you're in a building, so you can hide in shadows here. Um, so a rogue's move silently ability is virtually always 100%. Some DMs may wish to rule that it is 99%, always allowing for a small chance of error.
Like
But
if I roll,
his hidden shadows chance is most always 0%. Dungeon Master should note that all characters, even those in heavy metal armor, have the ability to move silently at 100% or 99% at the DM's discretion. I kind of like that. Since without gravity, air resistance, or momentum, armor never makes a sound unless the character purposefully moves in such a way to make noise. So in the Silver Void, which is the astral plane, it takes no skill or knowledge to move silently. In fact, just the opposite. So everyone is moving silently all the time, except for like that 1%. Okay. Anything else for Asher and company?
the others are gonna hang out.
All right, Shandrak.
Okay. So Fenmar looks like he's okay, so I'll step up next to him, or fly up next to him, and try to find traps up ahead of me.
All right. All right. For the 10 feet in. Oh, wait, no, it's half your movement. Or no, it was a third of your movement. Um. Well, that's. I guess on
Third
the
of my
astral plane,
movement
that's.
would be 40.
Yeah, but that's too much for the astral. I mean,
Yeah,
that's yeah,
yeah,
because it
it's
takes
weird.
like
It's weird.
observation. So your normal movement is 12. So for the 4 squares in front of you, you don't see any traps. Like the ones straight ahead of you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Shadow will turn to Fenmar and says, "Don't know right in front of the door, but looks like most of the hallway is clear."
And you can see from here that each sconce holds a torch.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also see that the double doors are locked.
Okay. And I'll fly that couple more squares forward, and so will Ryer. And yeah, I'll have Airdrin hide in shadows in this corner. And that'll be my turn.
We are in the
Dex
same
check.
square.
Dex checks, please.
Oh, which one? Sandrak or Airdrin?
Adrian. Oh, you know what? Not here. Not here. It's going to
Okay.
be intelligence checks here.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Erdrin You bump into someone invisible right there, and are able to stop yourself from moving into the square. And you still have a whole bunch of movement left.
Okay, let's see. So I'll try to go square over and hide in shadows here. And that'll be my move.
All right. Benmar.
Once. Actually. I think I'm gonna cast something. Come back to me.
All right. Dante.
Yeah, Dante's could just move up.
All right. Asher and company.
Okay, so Asher was able to see where Chandrak checked, so she is going to move temporarily into Fenmore Square. That's not where she's going to end up. But she wants to check for traps in the 4 squares ahead of her.
Did Asher just move?
Yeah.
And do you
Yeah,
see Fenmar's? Oh, you're over
Yeah.
You're over Fenmar.
She's this is a layover. That's not where she's ending her turn. Just stepped there so she could see.
Gotcha. Okay. Checks. All right. You don't find any traps in the 4 squares in front of you.
Right, she moves forward. Kind of reaches out and tugs Chandrak's cloak a little bit.
Cedric kind of like
You feel a little
startled
tug
for a
from
second.
something. Yeah, invisible.
And from your left arm is where you feel that.
Okay.
Then Bombosa kind of moves forward behind people, and Bastard is going to move up a little bit, and that'll be it.
Okay. Chandrak.
Alright, Chandrak will look for traps in the last 4 squares before the door in front of him.
Okay. And you find none.
Okay. Chandrak will confidently go up to the door, and if he's able to, he'll attempt to pick the lock.
All right. So, going to take some time. And you're using lockpicks?
Yes, of course.
And you can tell that this is like a normal good lock. It's not like super easy, but it's not super challenging either.
Mm-hmm.
And you're using lockpicks. I just want you to check your character sheet real quick. Is your target number 65?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
All right. So it's going to take you 5 rounds to pick that lock. Shandrak picking lock. +1. -5. And that's the fastest way to pick locks. It's 1d10 rounds with lock picks. But it makes no noise. None. Alright. So Dante's Rally Allies is still in effect. Time now is 10:02. Only 2 minutes have passed since you guys have arrived.
My spell.
Go ahead.
I cast Astral Awareness.
You
You want me to read it?
Yeah, and also put it on the honeydew list along with Astral Celerity, if it isn't already on that list or in our spell menu.
Okay.
And you said Astral what?
Astral Awareness. It's
Okay.
2nd level. It's 1 hour per level duration for the last 9 hours. So while the spell is in effect, the caster automatically notes the approach of all kinds of astral, ethereal phenomena, including shifting conduits, psychic wind, ether cyclones, demi-planes, debris, color pools, curtains of vaporous color. The character has a 90% chance to detect color pool from its invisible side, 5% chance per level to determine which plane the curtain or pool leads to simply studying the color. In addition to the awareness of physical phenomena, the caster gains a +2 bonus to surprise checks against astral ethereal monsters. Also has a 5% per level to detect a threat of creatures whose gaze extends into the ethereal basilisks,
Basilisks.
for instance, and
Yeah.
enter before I enter the range of the monster's gaze weapon.
Did you say an astral basilisk?
No, it's
No,
the ethereal.
Their
Oh.
view, when they look
Oh,
at
okay.
you, they view into the ethereal plane.
Yeah, the border ethereal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not the actual ethereal plane, but the border ethereal. The border ethereal is like you remember when in the Lord of the Rings movies when Frodo put the ring on at
Yeah.
Weathertop, and he could
Yeah.
still see the ring wraiths, but they looked like kings.
Mhm.
That's he was on the border ethereal. He turned invisible physically, right? And he physically was not there for everyone else. Like you could actually, no, he was just invisible. Yeah, he was still there because he could still fight people. So it's a little different. But when you're on the border ethereal, you can't like touch people and people can't touch you.
Okay.
You can pass through spaces as small as a keyhole. So you can't go through walls and shit, but you can pass through like a door or some kind of portal or something without it being even open, like the crack through a window or whatever.
Where is
In
the
something like a
honeydew
ghost.
list?
It is in the folder called pre-made sheets and such.
Remade sheets. Okay.
So that's where I keep the honeydew list. Like a scripting template that all I have to do is like copy and paste, and I can make a spell, basically. And then like I keep the original traveling spellbook in there, so I can make copies of it and give it to people. I keep a library spellbook in there. There's a magic item template in there. And then there's a character sheet template, monster sheet template, and a dragon sheet template in there. So it's just a bunch of essentially templates and yeah, dittos. All right. So, and that is on you only. It's the caster, right? Fenmar's astral awareness.
Yeah, that's only on me.
And your bonus to surprise is being surprised by astral creatures, not you are sneakier and surprise them easier.
Correct.
Okay.
I can't be surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. You get a +2 to your surprise. You can be surprised, it's just you get a +2.
And then
So that's like
No.
having a dexterity of like 18 or 17 or whatever. And then what is the duration?
9 hours.
Ah, shit, okay. So Venmar's astral awareness expires 7:02 p.m. All right.
Now, how does this work? Because I kind of did that on my last turn, and now it's my turn again. Do I just
Yep.
get a move?
Yep, it's
Okay.
your turn again. Exactly.
I'm
You
gonna
are
go
correct.
right up here behind Shadrach, and be like, "What's up, buddy? What you doing?" Kind of like peek over his shoulder.
You
Okay,
peek
sound like
over
his
his.
tongue's,
You peek
he's got,
over
like,
his.
his tongue sticking out.
He's got this like small roll of tools, kind of like dangling from like well, maybe he's got it rolled out on the ground and he's on one knee, and in one hand he's got like this thing that looks like a screwdriver, and in the other this thing that looks like a bit of wire that's sort of bent in an L shape. And he's like sticking it in and like kind of turning it a little bit, and then he pulls it out and sticks it in his teeth and bends it a little bit, and then sticks it back in, and you can hear each time one more click than the previous time he bent it. So there is like click, and then he pulls it out and bends it with his teeth, and then there's click click, and then he pulls it out again, and then sticks it back in, click click click, and you can hear him picking at the tumblers each in succession as he goes in deeper.
I heard of this wizard once who, just used to be able to point his finger at a door and wiggle his finger, and it just, unlocked.
Some things are better the old-fashioned way.
Good luck.
And...
I don't think you're gonna.
Oh, go ahead. I thought you were
done. I was just bullshit.
My bad. Dante.
Yeah, Dante's going to quietly go in the steps of those that have gone before him and follow the path.
All right. And it's not really steps. He just kind of hovered over to the ground, like, 2 or 3 feet from it. And he's sort of in his lock-picking position instinctually, but he doesn't actually have to be, taking a knee in front of the door. He could be just kind of floating there, like looking up at the door from below. That's weird. With the lockpicks kind of floating next to him. All right. Anything else for Dante?
No, he's cool, thank you.
All right, Asher and company.
All right, so Asher is going to check the 4 squares immediately in front of her for traps.
And she finds none.
Okay. She will proceed up to the other door. Give a tug on Shandrak's sleeve.
Something invisible tugs you from right next to you, Chandrak.
A little bit less surprised the second time, but give the nod.
And she
It makes you
will
break your
start
lockpick. No, I'm just kidding. No.
She is going to start trying to pick the lock on this door. Could she do it upside down just for the hell of it?
Yeah, it is it's not. I guess there doesn't take a. Well, in Planescape, it takes a proficiency, but then they say it just takes a intelligence check, which is the same check as the proficiency. So, um, yeah, you can just start picking the lock, however
Roll
you
it. I
want
want to see if she fails. Her intelligence is probably high enough. It's not going to happen, but
let's see if
I don't
ninja
care.
only open.
I'm teasing. I'm just curious. You're upside down. You
So-
break your tools.
Same thing. You can tell that this is a regular good lock. It's not any easier or any harder than normal. And there's no modifiers because you don't have any like magic items that make lock picking easier or spells or whatever. And are you using lock picks?
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to take you 10 rounds to pick this lock. That was the maximum, unfortunately. So, Asher...
She doesn't know that, so she's
picking
like,
lock.
in her head, she's like, I'll race him.
Yeah.
She's going to be very disappointed.
And I think there is a status icon
Yeah, that-
for lock
yeah.
picking. Okay. Anything else for Asher and Company?
That's it.
All right. Shandrak and Company. Just waiting, or
Yeah, Chandrak's working on his stuff, and then Erdrim solidly floats on behind everyone.
all right.
And that's all.
So time now is 10:03. Fenmar, you can hear that both locks are now being picked. So some invisible person is picking away at that left door, but you're not sure who.
I'm gonna stick my arms out in front of me and slowly walk this way. What do we have here?
Your hands kind of run into a head of long hair.
I grab it.
She bites you.
What is that? I throw my hands back and jump back. That's you, isn't it? I sniff the air. Can I smell her?
You hear a very soft laugh.
Yeah, there's this smell of soap, I guess, because I don't think Asher has ever spent money on perfume or anything like that. But I think she might own soap.
You own soap, yeah.
Wait a second. We're astral in the astral plane, right?
Yeah. Actually, you kind of smell oily hair. She doesn't own soap.
I think somebody else is
I'm
carrying
just
it for
gonna
me.
like try and step through the door.
Oh, just kind of step through it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you kind of, expect to, like, float through a solid object, and smack, you, kind of bloody your nose on the door as you're trying to fly through it, and it makes this, like, up against the door. Kind of a noise as your body weight smacks into it.
Bong.
And
didn't work out.
yeah, like the two doors kind of cave in a little bit, and there's like this sound of like, nope, the locks are holding it, you know, and you hear this muffled yell come from inside, like, "Ruh, ruh, 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 ruh," and it's
Fuck.
You feel two fingers against your forehead and like softly pushing you back.
you yeah, you hear this muffled noise, and it's in this muffled yell, and it's in a language you don't understand.
Do I sense any
Sense any what?
astral awareness?
Astral. So it said you sense some astral anomalies like color pools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Astral whirlwinds or whatever, and you don't sense any astral anomalies. It doesn't say that you sense astral creatures, just astral anomalies, right?
Was a whole list of shit.
Yeah. Color pools
But
and
yeah, anomalies and physical things. And surprise or whatever. But yeah. That's mainly why I did it, not so much for the other stuff. Well, then
Yeah.
I'll, you know what? There's something over there. And then I'm gonna step out of the way. Right here.
All right. And you hear this kind of muffled yell coming from the other side in some language none of you understands, and a speakeasy opens up on this door right in front of Asher, right here. And a set of, like, solid black eyes appears, surrounded by, I want to say, like, yellow, splotchy skin. And it says something. The creature says something through the speakeasy that none of you understand. And it looks, his eyes kind of dart around and look at you, Fenmar, and then you, Dante, and then Ryer, and then look back at Karen Glor and Jim
holds up
and Varen.
Karen holds up one finger in a wait a moment gesture.
Oh, wait a moment. And then he sees Varen, and his eyes go wide, and the speakeasy shuts really quickly, and you don't really hear anything after that. Anything else for Fenmar?
No. I say that. Shit. And I gain a little bit of planar knowledge.
All right.
Get the door open.
And you also get an RP bonus, and I think. Okay. Dante.
Yeah, Dante's gonna just loiter with intent, I think, just waiting to see what's going on. But yeah, he's just moving up to there and then stopping.
Okay. So first up is Shandrak and Company, still picking at the lock.
Yeah, if I don't hear any further sounds, I'm still picking.
All right. Just then you hear a muffled conversation, and it seems like there are multiple creatures taking part in the conversation. And let's see, checks thief skill, detect noise. You can tell that there are 6 creatures taking part in the conversation on the other side of the door, all in different like tones. Some with deep voices, some with feminine voices, some high-pitched male voices. And they're all in this language that none of you understand unless someone speaks Githyanki.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Shandrak will turn around and says, "Yeah, sounds like there's a lot behind the door now." Looking over at Fenmar.
Hey, they were already there.
But now they know we're here. So Shandrak is gonna stop his lockpicking and try to hide in shadows now.
All right. So you can remove your lockpick symbol. Shandrak picking locks. Okay. And hiding in shadows. And then, of course, go ahead and make your token invisible.
And Ryer will try to sing a song to raise our spirits and have our swords hit harder. Attack roll bonus.
Okay. And that will take 3 rounds. Ryers, rally allies, +1 to hit. All right.
That'll be all for me.
End of round. All right. So it's 10:04. Rise Rally Allies will occur in 2 rounds after this round. And Benmar and Company.
I'm waiting for the door to get unlocked.
All right.
So I will kind of brace here and hold my action for that door to be open, or someone coming through the door.
Okay. Dante.
Dante's been watching Shandrak work on the lock, and he's going to lean forward and offer him his years of experience at lockpicking in how best to do it and how to hurry up and be more efficient.
Shandrak's chuckling to himself as Dante talks to an empty square.
I just kind of look at Dante a little funny.
That's probably the best way to look at it.
And Asher and Company.
Karen Glora is going to cast Comprehend Languages on himself.
Nice.
That's the spell I was looking for. Damn it. That's a wizard spell.
That one's in hours too, right?
45 rounds.
45 rounds. Nice. By the way, I plan on going through all those spells and removing the current caps on durations, unless otherwise stated in the errata in the high-level campaign book. So,
Okay.
Read Magic will be able to last up to 60 rounds now and stuff like that. If you're level 30.
And then Asher is gonna like look back and whisper, "Is not too late to take another path, or we can move forward." That's gonna break her stealth, but she's still invisible.
We don't give
She shrugs and and nobody can see it, but you can hear that she is continuing to work on the lock.
Yeah. Okay. Shandrak and Company.
Seeing the house hasn't fallen down yet, Chandrak will go back up to the door and try to pick the lock again.
I think you had 3 rounds left on yours.
Elvira will continue with his song.
Alright, so, end of round. Alright, Jim, looking off in the distance, sees something approaching, something gargantuan. And he can see that has a tail. And its tail is really long. It seems to go off into infinity. As this creature approaches, it seems to almost stretch, as though its tail were kind of like one of your silver cords, actually. Everyone notices that each character has a silver cord projecting directly out of their back. And their silver cord kind of disappears about a foot after it it kind of disappears off into like nothingness, about a foot out from projecting from your back. And it looks like have you ever seen Donnie Darko?
Ooh, not
Yeah.
for a really long time.
Once.
So in Donnie Darko, there were scenes where he had this he called it a spear that stuck straight out from his chest, and it looked like sort of a silvery snake thing that he had to follow. It was his immediate. It represented his immediate future, like his immediate path, and he had no choice but to follow it in some of the scenes. And that is what the silver cord looks like. It's this silvery, like ghostly, almost like an entity protruding from your back. It's about a good 6 inches wide, and it protrudes about a foot outwards. And like I said, it disappears into nothingness after that. And it actually connects your soul to your body. You guys actually left your bodies back at Enervia Castle when you were holding hands in a circle, and Adolf cast the astral spell on you. So your bodies are safely back home, and you're actually bodiless right now. Your soul is what appears in the astral plane. So
So
you're like your life
seeing this,
force.
Jim says, "We got incoming, and it's really big."
Yeah. So this creature's tail seems to be equivalent to a silver cord. Oh, thank you. I'm done. I'm not done. I'm still eating. Thank you. uh, and it's moving fast, really fast, like almost as fast as Bombosa moves with the astral celerity spell.
It's coming up fast. I'll be on us any minute, any second.
Ryder's song picks up a tempo a little bit. So let's get those doors open.
Yeah.
Ryder's playing combat music.
Um. Let's see, and you can go ahead and roll a detect noise for Karenglor.
Okay.
He hears the sound of his own heartbeat and everyone else talking. Um, First up is Fenmar.
I see this thing.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's
Where's
big.
that?
It's big and orange.
Yeah, out
Um,
this way.
Yeah, it's like off the map.
Let's, let's get this door open. I'm just gonna keep waiting. Nervously.
um, Dante and company.
Dante's just going to suggest hurrying up because something big's going to come and eat us. He's getting quite impatient. But he's not actually going to do anything else other than offer further advice.
Is my astral awareness giving me any inclination as to that big orange thing in the sky?
No, it looks like a creature rather than an anomaly.
We've seen bigger.
Yeah, definitely looks like a creature rather than an anomaly. So it's not like a astral storm or whatever they're called, astral tornado. I can't remember. Astral vortex? Is that it? It's not an astral vortex. And it's not a color pool, definitely.
Cyclone. Psychic wind.
Yeah, psychic wind, that's it. All right. And then Asher. Oh wait, Dante. Sorry. Did you have your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just offering slave advice.
Okay. Asher and company.
Yeah. Not. Jim is going to cast a prayer on the group.
Prayer has a really big AOE, so it's gonna hit
That's
everybody.
like 60. Yeah.
Yeah. uh,
Aaron Glore is going to move further back to hall.
Yeah, that's prayer.
Yeah.
Huge. And then how long does his prayer last? And everyone gets prayer
Actually,
1.
roll the template.
Everyone gets a praying guy with a 1 on it.
Last 9 rounds.
Alright. Jim's prayer 1.
Bosa's gonna kind of move a little bit further into this hall. Varen is going to take up position here. And Asher is gonna keep on picking.
Jim gets 300 points.
Does Dante get 50% of that for the advice he gave? That's a joke, honestly.
Oh, my bad. Let's see,
And I'll give-
Shandrak. Oh, go ahead.
I'll give Karen Glore XP for comprehend languages if I may.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Divided equally among his classes. Comprehend languages is what, level 1 or 2?
So
Yeah, it's a pittance, yeah.
Okay. Shandrak and
So-
Company.
Chandrak's picking, and then Airdron is gonna sneak his way down and try to. He's gonna take a look and see how close the monster looks like it is now.
Oh, it looks like it is going to arrive at the end of like 2 rounds from now. It's kind of hard to estimate. Could be like
Yeah,
the end of 2 rounds from now, the end
Yeah.
of 3 rounds from
Yeah.
now.
it's coming in quick.
It is coming in quick. It's pretty far off though. It's like, oh yeah, you guys aren't supposed to be able to see beyond a certain distance.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah.
I forgot about that. Oh well, we'll ignore that for now. Just for this one session.
All right. Airdron will walk up again or glide up a little further, and he'll say, "I don't know if the monster's gonna wait for you to finish." And Shandrak will kind of for the first time turn around and like see what everyone's looking at. It's like, oh, and he was like, you know what? Yeah, Shandrak stands up and just puts his shoulder in and tries to like break the lock.
Oh, okay. Give me an open lock doors check. Sorry. It's based on strength. It's an ability score. And he might not
Open
even.
steel doors.
Yeah, open sealed doors. He might not even be strong enough to.
Oh,
He's got
attempt
that
it.
belt.
This was Shandrak. Oh yeah, the belt. Let's see. Hold on, don't roll it yet. Okay, now roll it. You have a 12 out of 20 chance to do it with that belt or the girdle of giant strength.
score, steel door.
All right. So you're so strong it gave you 7 attempts, and 4 of those were successes. So you, boom, you kick in the door.
that break my stealth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. I'm not surprised.
And inside you can see like a small army of Githyanki. There was that guy that you guys originally saw when the doors were open. Sorry about that. And in front of him, he's wearing like really cool looking like Githyanki armor. Uh, yeah, really cool looking. Well, it doesn't actually say that. But so this guy right here kind of looks like some sort of butler or like administrator for the door, and this guy are armed identically. They both have a two-handed sword. Oh yeah, it looks like it's made of silver. So it is like a silver sword, two-handed sword or whatever. Um, this guy has a similar sword, but it's not silver, so it's just a two-handed sword. You can see that there are two torches in the room, one here and one here. There is a portcullis right here.
Okay.
And that's about it. These things on the bookshelves look like maybe like record scrolls or something. Like the guy at the desk has a journal right in front of him, and these books on the shelves look like the same book. Like it's this weird kind of like green leather cover and kind of like a faded brown dry type of paper. So, whoops. I'm moving your token. Um, and they don't look very friendly. They look like they're kind of pissed that you kicked in the door. And this these guys that are armed with the silver swords, they look like they're knights. And this one in the back goes, in some language he like screams "Ah! Like that, and this one in the front kind of turns back, looks at him, looks at you guys, raises his silver sword above his head and says like that, and the rest of them shout in different tones of voice, and
Karen, Glor, understand what they're saying?
yes, so to Karanglor, it sounds like they are saying
And he says to the group, they are attacking.
and
I was holding my action for that door to come open. Can I do something?
you can do something on your initiative. Well,
Okay.
yeah, because that was out of combat, so we're entering combat now.
Okay.
Yep. So initiative phase. And remember, you can move and cast spells. They probably can too.
Yeah.
your turns for Varen, please?